Okay, all right. We're on, we're live, right? Hey, cool. This is so much fun. I've been waiting for this all year. Waiting for the first day of spring. Gather at the table, pull up a chair, a little conversation happens there. Something about this table and its history. Some of it we know, and some's a mystery. Once it was an oak tree up north in Ohio, standing tall and strong through years of sun and snow. Maybe hit by lightning, maybe felled by wind. Surely there was thunder as it cracked within. Two planks to reach across, about a forearm wide, thicker than my hand, the center groove off to one side. 7 feet from end to end, a trestle underneath runs between two mighty legs that rest upon 4 feet. Gather at the table, pull up a chair, a little conversation happens there. Something about this table and its history. Some of it we know, and some's a mystery. Dark brown and smooth, but for the knot where I sit, shaped like a star, indented where my fingers fit. Children playing games while women mended what was torn. Fingers met across this table and plans were born. Handmade by a carpenter in another time and place, passed down through families, Thanksgiving, saying grace. Babies taking their first meals here have children of their own. All hands that touched this surface join us in our home as we gather at the table, pull up a chair, a little conversation happens there. Something about this table in our kitchen. So many stories to listen to as we gather at the table. Pull up a chair, a little conversation happens there. Something about this table and its history. Some of it we know, and some's a mystery. Something about this table and its history. Some of it we know, and some's a mystery. There. Well, thank you all for tuning in, and this is weird. It is weird without anybody here, except Skip and, bang, the edge of my fireplace. Cool. My good friend Skip is the videographer. He's sitting behind all the cameras, and if you could see my living room here, you would be surprised if you had ever been here before what it looks like now. And it's very exciting because last time I did one of these, I used my phone, and it was different. So that song was called Mystery, and those of my family members who have been here or at my parents' house long ago know this table. It is a really big, beautiful table, long and very thick, and it has a lot of history in my family, but there was a lot of history that we don't know about before we owned this table. And so that hence is the mystery of the table. And I just imagined one day all the stories, it's the old, if the walls could talk. So if this table could talk, it would tell us something quite interesting. And so I bet that all of you in your homes have a piece of furniture that's like that, and I hope that you look at it maybe with some new eyes after hearing that song. So it has been a year since this whole pandemic started, and a year ago tonight I was supposed to be playing at the Woodward Opera House, and that was canceled, and many people have performers have not been able to do their thing, have concerts and musicians and plays and theaters and all sorts of dancers. This has been a year, and that is just a little tiny piece of the puzzle of what has gone on. So tonight I am going to go kind of through the year, and we're going to start with summer, and we're going to end with spring because today is the first day of spring. So this and some of these kind of loosely fit into it, but this is a highway song. You think about traveling, and it's called Cowboy on the Highway. And it is, some of the images come from a book I read a long time ago by a man named James Thom. The book was called From Sea to Shining Sea, and is about the Lewis and Clark expedition. So that was kind of the jumping off point for this song. She told him stories of the buffalo. She took him there to see them. Now they are no more. She saw them in the corner of her eye. She saw him too, then he drifted off a cloud in the sky. She saw a cowboy on the highway. She said, there's no boy going my way. She was a dancer in the wind, following dreams till they turn round and chase her back again. She saw him in the shadow of moonlight by the river up against a tree. Or was it a trick of night? She saw a cowboy on the highway. She said, there's no boy going my way. When in the river in the wind, water rushing to the sea. When in the river in the wind, voices echoing, voices echoing, voices echoing. What became of her we do not know. Like the others, she went the way of the buffalo. She saw a cowboy on the highway. She said, there's no boy going my way. So I don't know if you could see Betty, the little black lab that just walked in toward the end of the song, and you probably heard her collar and her tags go jingle jingle. She thinks she's one of those buffalo. She wants to go out there and run with them. I know buffalo are really supposed to be called bison, but I couldn't find a word to rhyme with bison, so didn't have enough syllables. I knew that would make Skip laugh. So we had to go with buffalo for that one. Anyway, I hope you're having fun and tuning in. We're going to try to do this again this coming summer in the next season, since this is spring. Hey, maybe we'll do 4 a year. Spring, summer, fall, winter. Ooh, what an idea. Anyway, we're hoping to be outside, have some people present, like a real party. Wouldn't that be the greatest thing? So summer brings on to me one of my favorite things, and I don't know anybody really who does not like fireflies, or lightning bugs, as we called them when we were little. Lightning bugs, fireflies, they're really beetles. People will cringe, because they go, "Ooh, beetles, yuck," except for the ones who came from England. They were cool beetles. They don't like lots of light. They like lots of moisture. They don't like fertilizers and pesticides. So we are definitely, sometimes, many years, we do not see very many fireflies. So it's kind of fun to go out and see how many you see. And hopefully, am I supposed to be looking at the camera? It's really hard to look at the camera because I'm looking at the wall. Okay, or there's something. Okay, I will look at the camera. Hi, now I'm looking at the camera. Is that better? Okay, all right. Back to the fireflies. Okay, so anyway, this is a song about fireflies, and I'm going to stop right there. That's okay. That's why you're there. Winding along a dusky road, daylight is fading around the bend. Misty summer evenings in the wheat fields and the corn. Memorize it so it will not end. There's magic in the scene before my eyes. A chorus of cicadas fills the trees. The scent of clover in the air is something I might hold in my hand as it passes on the breeze, and the fireflies rise, drifting toward the darkness with their light, while the wood thrush sun fills the skies as the fireflies rise. Like strand on strand of tiny blinking lights, signals flash and so begins the dance. Daylight evaporates slowly while I watch and wonder at this delicate romance, and the fireflies rise, drifting toward the darkness with their light, while the wood thrush song fills the skies as the fireflies rise. Sometimes when they're on the wing, I've heard it said, fireflies sing, and the fireflies rise, drifting toward the darkness with their light, while the wood thrush song fills the skies as the fireflies rise, as the fireflies rise. Thank you. It's so weird without anybody here. It's just really weird. It's like, oh, thank you. Okay, there we go. Yeah. It's like when there's no audience to get a response from, It's just very strange. But
you're getting lots of lovely Facebook.
Oh, that's
comments.
wonderful. Well, and okay, so I have this really good friend Kay who used to claim, I hope she's listening, she's in California, but she used to claim that fireflies made sounds. And now fireflies, they have this thing called synchronicity. They synchronize their flashes. There we go. Whatever the proper noun is. And when, like if cars lights flash, then they start flashing all the same. But my friend Kay explained to me that she was pretty sure that they made noise and like a little hum. And so I have listened many times over the years. I have yet to hear this hum. And I believe that she just the other day told me it was some other insect, not the fireflies. But that's why that little line in there about the fireflies singing, that's why that's in there, just for Kay, because I was waiting. So we just, has it been a week since we've been on daylight savings time? I love it. I love it when it's light later at night. I don't like it so much dark in the morning, but I guess you can't have it both ways. But in the summer, the days are long. And that is those are the first 3 words of this song. And this is called Take This Rock. There's other things in this song that I think really speak to this year that we've had. There's anger, frustration, and sadness. And this song had nothing to do, I wrote this a long time ago, it has nothing to do with the pandemic or this last year of isolation, but it kind of fits in. And because it starts with days are long, it made me think about what summer is like. And the premise is that if you are sad or angry or frustrated or any other thing negatively affecting you, then if you don't go and do yoga or deep breathing, you can take a rock and squeeze it really hard until all of your negative feelings have left you and gone into the rock. And then you throw it out away from yourself and everyone else. And you're supposed to feel better. So you might try that. Days are long and you are weary from your trials and your stress, and the people you see daily leave you wanting more, not less. There is anger and frustration that is growing deep inside. It will lead to confrontation that you can't escape or hide. Take this rock in your fingers, work the anger from your heart. Throw it off into the distance and from your troubles part. Sorrow is a fountain for the love that's gone away. Better days you would be counting if you could only break away. Take this rock in your fingers, work the sadness from your heart. throw it off into the distance, and from your troubles part. Take this rock in your fingers, work the anger from your heart, throw it off into the distance, and from your troubles part, and from your troubles part. And here's my little Betty once again. Hello, little Betty. I don't know. Can you see her on the camera? Does she show up? No? Okay. And now she's leaving with her little tail, making everything wiggle. Woo! Yay, Betty! All right. I keep switching back and forth, but there's a reason for that, because I really had this order that these songs needed to go in. And that was the only way to accomplish that. So thank you for bearing with me as I switch back and forth. This song is really not about any particular season, but I feel that it really speaks to the way we live, or the way we should live. And it's a tale of a grandfather and a grandchild. And the grandchild comes to the grandfather and asks for advice as to how to get through times of struggle and people being unkind. And I think that also speaks to the times that we are in these days. My dad was a bassoon player and professionally, and he was always, of course, the grandfather in Peter and the Wolf. And this song is called "Feed the Right Wolf." And so when I wrote this song, somehow I had my dad in mind because he was the grandfather. Oh, and I need to mention that Cliff Davis, thank you, Cliff, made a wonderful arrangement of this for the Heritage Singers, which I'm a member of. We have sung this song several times in Mount Vernon, and thanks to Marty Bell. She also took the song to her middle school choir or high school choir. Maybe it was both. Now I can't remember. It was one of the high school choir. I think it was high school. And they sang this song at a concert at the Mount Vernon High School. And then they also sang it down in Disneyland for a competition kind of thing one time, a couple of years ago. So that's very exciting. Grandfather, I am afraid there's a choice to be made. When the time comes, how will I know which way to turn, which way to go? Inside you are two wolves, grandfather, I am confused. You said there were two. Two wolves inside me, two in my heart. How can I tell them apart? The rifle is the one who is open and kind. Bright are his eyes, clean is his heart. Make him welcome and find. Feed the right wolf. 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 Ah, that's a hand killer. It's always good to have that behind me. All those bar chords. Ah, I knew I'd drop that. Excuse me. Betty, can you pick this up for me? No. You'd probably swallow it. So it's still summer and we're traveling. And we're out west and we're coming back from Colorado and Wyoming, and we're in South Dakota. And my husband and I are coming back the same way we went out. And I went out for a songwriting camp in Nederland, Colorado with Daryl Purpose. And I was really jazzed on the way back because it was a lot of fun. And we were leaving Rapid City, and my husband was actually sick, so I had to do all the driving most of the way home. And I was just really so excited about this whole camp thing and writing songs and I had this song started coming to me as we were leaving Rapid City, and there was this driving thing, literally, but also a driving thing to get. We had to get home. We had to get going and had to get there as fast as we could. But the song was coming to me, and so I had this receipt somewhere. I had this little receipt from the motel the night before, and I just started scribbling on it, and then I ended up turning it over and scribbling more, on the console of the car as I drove. And my husband was fortunately asleep most of the way, so otherwise he probably would have been upset that I was doing that while I was driving. It's really not very safe, but there wasn't a lot of traffic either, so it was okay. Anyway, so this is a song called Old Dakota Road. And, yes. And it was really, besides all that I just told you, it was really inspired by this we were looking at town names on the map, which I think are so much fun. And there's a little town in Iowa called What Cheer. And I thought that was just a great town name. I mean, wouldn't you like to say you live in What Cheer? I mean, that's better than Jellaway. I mean, you know, and we didn't think anything was better than Jellaway. So anyway, so you'll if you listen long enough, you'll catch that right at the very end. Rapid City in the rearview mirror, cruise set to 85. On the edge of the Badlands, all those canyons and spires. No drugs from Wall, no Corn Palace, Sal's Oasis I'm passing by. Reliance and Winter, the Missouri River as I crank out the miles. 2 weeks out and 2 days to go on this old Dakota road. It's not like I've got a plane to catch, I'm just working my way back home. Working my way home. Everybody writes about the mountains and sings about the view. Poor old South Dakota deserves a line or two. Clouds in a ring of purple paw prints, hay bales mile after mile. Someone's rolled up the rug, gonna make a dance floor. Wish I could stop for a while. 2 weeks out and 2 days to go on this old Dakota road. It's not like I've got a plane to catch, I'm just working my way back home. Working my way home. No horse, no mule, no covered wagon, no Tin Lizzie, and still I'm dragging. Got a good car, a good road without any bumps. 200 years ago, this would have taken months. Lewis and Clark had a chat, making promises, bribing with whiskey and guns. From Council Bluffs, they headed up the Missouri, making trouble for the Indians. I'm crossing the border, that same river, away from the great frontier. Like them, I keep rolling down this road, I'm rolling toward Iowa and What Cheer. 2 weeks out and 2 days to go on this old Dakota road. It's not like I've got a plane to catch, I'm just working my way back home. Working my way. 2 weeks out and 2 days to go on this old Dakota road. It's not like I've got a plane to catch, I'm just working my way back home. Working my way home. So we made it home in 2 days, and it was a long 2 days. We didn't take the detour to What Cheer. We just saw the little sign, you know, on 80 there. Would love to, or was it 90? No, it was 80. I would love to go to that town. I have no idea how big it is. I just think it would just be interesting to see. Maybe next time. So coming back into Ohio, it was August, and one of the best things coming into Ohio was hearing the katydids as we drove up the driveway. I just love katydids. To me, they're the sign of summer turning into fall. sound met my ear. What was outside came inside and began to play a tune I hadn't heard in years. The firefly stood on the edge of my sill, wearing coattails, baton in the air. He lit up the downbeat so all could see. The insect orchestra was there. Katie, oh Katie, did play me the song you did when summer turns into fall. Katie, oh Katie, did Katie, oh Katie, did play me the Katie did waltz. There were crickets on woodwinds and locusts on grass, mosquitoes and gnats on the strings. The percussion section was katydids. They played a waltz 1, 2, 3 with their wings. They oompahd and scritched for hours until the wee hours of the morning were near. I may have been dreaming, but tonight all my friends will be gathered at my window to hear. Katie, oh Katie, did play me the song you did when summer turns into fall. Katie, oh Katie, did Katie, oh Katie, did play me the Katie did waltz. Katie, oh Katie, did play me the song you did when summer turns into fall. Katie, oh Katie, did Katie, oh Katie, did play me the Katie did waltz. So something happens as fall. Fall is here, and it's beautiful and crisp evenings, and the leaves change, and then all of a sudden, all the stores have Christmas things up, and Halloween and Thanksgiving. Everything all hits the stores at once, and it's amazing how fast it goes from summer to Christmas, isn't it? I mean, it's just crazy. Okay, I'm trying to find this chord. That's not it. So anyway, I don't know. Can they see the party lights? The video? Did the camera show? No. Okay.
Not very well.
So the room we're in has Christmas. Speaking of Christmas, has the colored Christmas lights all around the room, and we call these party lights in our house. And so this song is called Holiday. It's about family coming home, and it's about being it's about having a big old place with not a lot of people around except certain times, which is, I think, something that also has happened this past year to people. They've not been able to gather, and I hope that this year get your vaccine and you can all get together with family that's on the other side of the country or the other side of the world. This old place is full of room. There's furniture everywhere. 6 beds are empty most of the time. Got 3 couches to spare. When you're gone, it's too much house. Even the walls are quiet. Floors creak and echo, but when you all come home, we can't deny it. It's cold in the winter, but we never tire when you come to stay. We crank thermostats and build a fire. It's a family holiday. front and back doors, and the few of us are always looking for one another. I go up the back one's wall, he goes down the other. Dogs bark, kids squeal, doors fly open, the kitchen table is covered. Crafts and toys, food and noise, with hugs and kisses we're smothered. It's warm in the summer, but we've got trees when you come to stay. We open the windows and feel the breeze, it's a family holiday. Before we know it, you'll pack up and be gone. But when you return, the party lights will come on. It's cold in the winter, but we never tire when you come to stay. We crank thermostats and build a fire, it's a family holiday. It's warm in the summer, but we've got trees when you come to stay. We open the windows and feel the breeze, it's a family holiday. It's a family holiday. Holidays, yes. So winter is approaching, and the leaves have come off the trees, and it's time to bring in a Christmas tree. We do that every year. And one year we brought one in that had something on it that we did not know was there until around New Year's Day. And I came down into the kitchen that morning to make some coffee, and I saw a little teeny pale green creature on my kitchen counter. It was very, like a quarter of an inch long maybe, very pale green, and I thought, what in the world is that? And then I started looking around, and I just walked around the kitchen, and then I went out in the front hall, and the wall was covered with these little green guys. They were baby praying mantises, and I didn't know what to do with them. It was winter, and I got a big spoon and picked them up and carried them to all my houseplants in hopes that they would survive. I don't think they did, but it was the thought that counted. It's like throwing the starfish back into the sea. So this song is called "Smilin' on Me," and I really wrote it with the idea of lots of nature things that happen here in this house and around this house, and I think the idea of 3 good things coming in 3. I was hoping for some good things for people. I'd like this song to go out to Celeste Friedman if she's listening, because she really likes this song. Great horn owl in the middle of the road, woodpecker calling from a tree, praying mantises in my house. Someone is smiling on me, someone is smiling on me. Like the owl, my eye is watching, silently earthbound, piercing the darkness with my stare for movement on the ground. Listen for that sound. Great horn owl in the middle of the road, woodpecker calling from a tree, praying mantises in my house. sure I'm searching for some sustenance, pounding on this wood as hard as I can, balancing on this branch, hoping for a chance. Great horn novel in the middle of the road, woodpecker calling from a tree, praying mantises in my house. Someone is smiling on me, someone is smiling on me. Like the mantises I'm praying, hoping to make amends, forgiveness, understanding, for the healing of a friend, even peace among all men. Great horned owl in the middle of the road, woodpecker calling from a tree, praying mantises in my house. Someone is smiling on me, someone is smiling on me. Tragedy beside me, disaster on my sleeve. Can Mother Nature guide me, teach me to believe? Great horned owl in the middle of the road, woodpecker calling from a tree, praying mantises in my house. Someone is smiling on me, someone is smiling on me. Great horned owl in the middle of the road, woodpecker calling from a tree, praying mantises in my house. Someone is smiling on me, someone is smiling on me. I pray that someone is smiling on me. Thank you. Thank you, Skip. Skip, besides being a videographer and a sound man, is a wonderful drummer, and he loves the woodpecker part because he makes all this fun woodpecker noises and makes me laugh every time I sing that song. So that's kind of fun. And the great horned owl actually was in the middle of the road. I was very early, about 5 o'clock, heading down my road, and from the distance I saw what I thought was a really big, tall cat sitting in the road, right on the center line. And I got closer and I realized, well, that is no cat. And it was really eerie and cool because as I drove by, I just looked out my driver's side window at him, and he looked up at me kind of like, and just, it's like, I had this feeling he was thinking, what are you doing on my road? He didn't budge, didn't move. And it was so cool. I thought about calling somebody to tell them that this had just happened, but I wasn't really sure who I could call at 5 a.m. that would really appreciate that. So I just kept it all to myself, and had to put it in the song so that I would always remember that wonderful moment. So we've gone from summer to fall to winter, and this year we've had some good snow. And when I was growing up, we had wonderful snowstorms in Cleveland, and I'm sure a lot of people didn't think they were so wonderful, but as a kid you think they're great because you can first of all, there's no school. Second of all, you can go sledding and just have a lot of fun. And what I love about snowstorms now is that it's so quiet. There's just, the snow is all over your roof, and it's hushed, and you can't go anywhere, and nobody else can go anywhere. Of course, unfortunately, it's kind of been that way all year. So, but this song's called Ring Around the Moon, and it's about a beautiful ring around a moon in the wintertime caused by those crystals that form. And it's a full moon with a ring around it, and it's a very romantic thing. And I'm standing in front of this fireplace that I'm really glad we don't have a fire going, because I'd be melting. But this is where we spend our winters when it's cold and snowy. There's a ring around the moon, and it's hazy. A ring around the moon, so bright. When the night is cold, you need a hand to hold. There's a ring around the moon tonight. Cold wind on my neck, but it's warm inside. Dragging firewood in, I've got a glass of wine, and my softest jeans and baggy sweater on, and someone special on my mind. There's a ring around the moon, and it's hazy. A ring around the moon, so bright. When the night is cold, you need a hand to hold. There's a ring around the moon tonight. Time to get buried underneath some snow. Stores shut down, cars won't go. Tramp through drifts after dark, knowing the fire's burning back home. There's a ring around the moon, and it's hazy. A ring around the moon, so bright. When the night is cold, you need a hand to hold. There's a ring around the moon tonight. Winter's coming on, humming like a song. Soup is in the pot, and I'm thankful that we've got a ring around the moon, and it's hazy. A ring around the moon, so bright. When the night is cold, you need a hand to hold. There's a ring around the moon tonight. When the night is cold, we've got a hand to hold. There's a ring around the moon tonight. there you have the winter. The winter song is almost over. Well, it is. As of today, it is over. By golly, yes. There we are. Whoop, no. And there you. Oh, clunk. No guitars were harmed in this video production. Or dogs. Hello, Betty, you're back. If they would only see how cute you are. Maybe they can see. I don't know. Can they see her? They can. Oh, yes. Oh. She's a nut. So, I like reading maps, and I like reading town names. And this next song was inspired by a little town south of Columbus, just very close to Chillicothe. It's called Yellowbud, and it's not even a town. I think it's just I'm not sure what the proper name for it. Maybe it's a village, but the name intrigued me, and I drove back and forth a lot when my granddaughter was born 7 years ago. At the end of January. I did a lot of babysitting in the very beginning, and I drove past this sign. It's on Route 104. It's not on 23. And I kept seeing this sign, and it just made me smile. The word Yellowbud, I just had this vision in my imagination of all these little houses with little window boxes and yellow flowers and, yellow birds, and everything was yellow. And I don't know, it just seemed like a sunny place. So I wrote this song. It's for my granddaughter who was born at the end of January, and we still call her Yellowbud. January came and almost went, and all my time was spent with my little heart's content, with my Yellowbud. A little house with a bright blue door, just off Route 104. Now I know what it's all for, my Yellowbud. Yellow flowers in the breeze, yellow birds up in the trees. Greater than my love for these is my Yellowbud. February, March, April, May, and June, fireflies dance beneath the moon. July and August sing their tune for my Yellowbud. September, October, summer, fall, November, December, winter's call. January's best of all for my Yellowbud. Yellow flowers in the breeze, yellow birds up in the trees. Greater than my love for these is my Yellowbud. A tree frog perched upon my chest, a hug that is the very best. By now, I bet you've guessed, it's my Yellowbud. Another year has come and gone, and all the memories linger on, and I still sing this song for my Yellowbud. Yellow flowers in the breeze, yellow birds up in the trees. Greater than my love for thee for you, Cassie. I hope you're listening. So every year, I am amazed at how everything is brown and frozen and the leaves are gone. And out of nothing, out of nowhere, things start to come back. The earth warms up and things come up out of the ground. You plant a little teeny carrot seed that's the size of a pinhead, and somehow later on in the summer you pull a carrot out of the ground, a giant orange carrot with a green top, and if you're lucky it doesn't have little bugs living in it, but it's just amazing. Everything, it's every year. And I just looked out I have this garden out front today, and I told someone it doesn't look very good right now, but once things start to happen, it's just incredible. So this song, I recovered this song from during a cleaning thing I did during the pandemic, which I'm sure a lot of us have done. A lot of closets and desks and drawers and whatnot. And I found this song, and I reworked it. I've been going to a online songwriting session with John Vesner, a Nashville songwriter. He and Don Henry wrote that Grammy award-winning song, "Where Have You Been?" that Kathy Mattea sang and also won a Grammy for. And I have taken classes from all three of those wonderful people down in Swannanoa, North Carolina, the last couple summers. But now we're doing them on Zoom. And I brought this song to the session a couple weeks ago, and with John's help and the other people in the class, I came up with this version. And it's called The Healing. And there's a lot more. I think we all are having this sort of thing happening right now with in our lives. Not only the earth, because it's spring, but our lives. And I know a lot of people need a lot of healing, and I wish that for them in the most immense way that I can. Feels like it's February, so long ago. I could swear I hear the very voice I used to know. The ritual I go through year after year, the only thing I know to do. With a shovel in my hand, without a sound, opening the earth, I plant a seed in this hallowed ground. Dust turned to mud, cold winter rain. I don't know how to stop the flood, pushing back the water with my hands, holding on to all I have in my command, waiting for the willow and its greeting, waiting for the healing. Every season signals change that never come. I am frozen deep inside. If only I were numb. The ground so hard and barren needs a blanket for the cold. I fear this emptiness will never end. Pushing back the water with my hands, holding on to all I have in my command, waiting for the willow and its greeting, waiting for the healing. Ice melts to water, cold begins to burn, colors seep from earth, warmed by the sun. Tears flow past the point of no return, till they become a song upon my tongue. Pushing back the water with my hands, holding on to all I have in my command, waiting for the willow and its greening, waiting, watching the willow and its greening. All right, so I have a little cheat sheet here because these songs are very new, and I didn't need the words because I had them there, just so y'all know. Working on a new recording out at my friend Skip's, who is manning all of this equipment here in this room, and that song and this next song will be on there. Whoop, crash bang. Some people just tune their guitars a lot. I just like to have lots of guitars. I think it's easier. Sort of. I finished reading the book by John Lewis, Walking with the Wind, in the fall. And found it to be a wonderful, wonderful read. And I can't say enough about it. I think everyone should read that book, and I'm sure there's a lot of other books everyone should read, but that's high on my list as a recommendation. And in the beginning of the book, he tells the story about going to his aunt's house. Now, all of these people were sharecroppers, and there were about 15 of the kids, and they were all cousins. And there were lots of aunts and lots of cousins, and, it was a big family. And they were playing in the yard, and a storm came up, and it was very windy and got very dark, and the aunt called them all inside and said, quick, 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 come in. And they were scared by the storm. And in this house, you can just imagine a little house, and the wind started to lift the side of the house up off the ground. And so the aunt told them all to hold hands and form a line and hold hands. And wherever the house, whichever way the house was going, if it was lifting at this, up in this way, everybody would run this way. If it was lifting over here, everybody walk that way. And that is where the title, Walking with the Wind, comes. And I found that really an inspiration. And so as I read the book, I made lots of little notes, jotted down some things, and my good friend Charmin helped me with a verse. She claims that she doesn't remember which one, but she did. So this is the song, Walk with the Wind. Walk with the wind, children, walk with the wind. When the storm is rumbling across this land, join your hands together and begin. Walk with the wind, oh, children. When darkness comes and you're afraid, you feel like running away, find another's hand and hold it tight. Lift your face to the light. Walk with the wind, children, walk with the wind. When the storm is rumbling across this land, join your hands together and begin. Walk with the wind, oh, children. When the floor shifts under your feet, your house is drifting in the street, nothing comes but good trouble when you take the hand of a friend. Walk with the wind, children, walk with the wind. When the storm is rumbling across this land, join your hands together and begin. Walk with the wind, oh, children. When hope seems lost and out of reach, and the path you're on is way too steep, words won't ease where you land, as much as a human hand. Walk with the wind, children, walk with the wind. When the storm is rumbling across this land, join your hands together and begin. Walk with the wind, oh, children. Have compassion and willful stubbornness. Be patient and persist. Let your private light forever burn. Don't leave this earth without doing your turn. Walk with the wind, children, walk with the wind. When the storm is rumbling across this land, join your hands together and begin. Walk with the wind, oh, children. Walk with the wind, oh, children. So may you walk with the wind. May we all remember all those thoughts and wonderful things that John Lewis stood for. I know there are going to be a lot of statues put up around this land in his honor and memory. And, oh goodness. There we go. And I hope that I get to see one of them very soon. So it's a thought I have. So we've come through all the seasons, and today is the first day of spring, and we are celebrating that. And nothing says spring like all the things that I've just talked about, I suppose. But planting a tree is a thing that's wonderful to do, and we start planting all sorts of things in the spring. But something about planting a tree that will be there for a long time. It grows tall and strong. And this last song is called "We Planted Trees Today," and the words are not mine. The words are by a friend named Frank Goldie, who was a friend of Russ Ramser's, and he and Russ and a number of other people many years ago planted a lot of trees in the Ramser Arboretum, which is north of Mount Vernon. Actually, it's right outside of that wonderful town of Jellaway. What cheer? No, what Jellaway? What Jello? I always forget how many trees. It's thousands and thousands of trees. So he wrote these words as a poem to Russ Ramser, and Russ's daughter Susan came to me with the poem and said, "Could you set this to music?" And this is what happens. We planted trees today over Shadley Valley Way. We planted trees today. Those trees now firmly planted in the soil will one day shelter those who toil. And when the autumn hues are bright, many view them with delight. We planted trees today over Shadley Valley Way. We planted trees today. In my heart I know God made them tall for children to climb and adults to hold in awe. Splendors are many that His plan, all spread out across this land. We planted trees today over Shadley Valley Way. We planted trees today. No greater legacy a man can leave than his good name and that he planted a tree. We planted trees today over Shadley Valley Way. We planted trees today. We planted trees today over Shadley Valley Way. We planted trees today. Well, thank you all for tuning in tonight. That is it, and I look forward to seeing you at the next one outside at my house. Everybody come that was listening. That might be too many, but if you can, we'll let you know. Thank you so much for tuning in, and goodbye. Thank you, Skip.